All right, good morning, guys. I want to talk to you about a topic that I don't think much people take the time out to think about. And this topic is about self employed and bosses. What are the difference between self employed people and bosses? Self employed people usually cap out at 100,000, 150,000, unless you're like a musician or somebody in the limelight. But self-employed people generally cap out at 150. That's people that's work for themselves, by themselves. They really don't have a team. They try to do everything themselves. They cap out about that much. Now, what is the problem between self-employed people and bosses? There's really not a problem. If you think about it, you're going to spend a good majority of your life just hustling and bustling by yourself. You want to keep it to yourself. You don't want to share with nobody. So that's why you're self-employed. Now, with bosses, what we try to do is collaborate with other people. We collaborate with vendors. We collaborate with team players. We collaborate with self-employed people, and have them do some of the work. The wonderful thing about being a boss versus a self-employed person is bosses are willing to teach. They're willing to learn. They stay flexible. They can see the gifts that other people have, and they place them and they put them in the right place. It's not for everybody. Being a boss is not for everybody, because some people innately don't want to share. They want to keep what they know to themselves, and they're willing to die that way. Now, you may not be thinking ahead 10, 15 years from now when you're a little older and you're not able to move as much as you used to. So now you spend your whole life being a technician, i.e. self-employed. Now you're too tired to do the work. So instead of moving forward and becoming a boss, because you don't know how to do that, you don't know how to share, you don't know how to teach other people, you go back to possibly getting yourself a 9 to 5 and just being miserable and blaming the world on why you failed, but really not realizing where you failed. It's not why you failed, it's where you failed. What didn't you do? And it's very important that you realize that earlier in the game. What is it going to take for me to be successful? What is it that I need to change about my system so I don't have to pay for it later? And I'm speaking from a place of experience. Lucky for me, I started hustling and working very early in life. So, while I'm still young, I'm able to discover a lot of things. But some people, they don't do their research, and they'll never know the truth about the difference between self-employed and being a boss. Now, being self-employed is not always a bad thing, because you may actually meet a boss that you are willing to partner up with. Some bosses, we want to partner up with self-employed people that get the concept of ethics. They get the concept of business ethics. They just don't want to have to do all the hustle and bustle that is required to be a boss. That means go out there, meet people, mingle, network, connect. They don't want to do that. They want to be able to work at what they're good at and be happy and go home, be able to pay their bills and keep it moving. And that's okay, because you partner up with the right people, and we both can go to the next level together. I'll do all the work and the networking, and you do all the technical work. It's a perfect match. The reason I'm bringing this up is, me personally, I believe in growth. I believe in meeting people and connecting and see how we can actually work together, or how we can help each other, and how we can use resources to make the other person grow. In conclusion, what I want you to remember from this message is, are you self-employed, or are you a boss? And if you are a boss, are you growing with other people? Are you putting people where they belong, where they need to be? And if they are your employees, are you using their skills properly to make sure that they're growing? Are you communicating with them to see what is it that you can do to make them a better employee? Now, if you're self-employed, what's your game plan? 10, 15 years from now, when you're unable to do what you do, what is your game plan? Do you have an exit? My name is Maya G, and this is Shady Truth with Maya G. You guys have a wonderful day.